Chers apprenants, en cette période de confinement, le gouvernement, à travers les ministères sectoriels de l'éducation et de la formation, vous invite à suivre vos enseignants dans des séances de rappel de cours, exercices et devoirs, matière par matière, sous la supervision pédagogique des directeurs d'enseignement et des inspecteurs spécialisés dans leur discipline. Ces rappels de cours sont mis à votre disposition à travers les radios, les télévisions et les applications web. En cette période de Covid-19, suivez les cours, faites vos exercices et continuez d'apprendre vos leçons en attendant le retour à l'école.
Hello, my dear students of 3e in Togo. You are all warmly welcome to this distant learning. Today, our main concern is to revise lesson 5, young versus old. Okay? Before we go to this field, you have to get ready with your reading books. And you know that reading books is English for French-speaking Africa. And you get your notebooks with your pen and pencils. Anything useful to take notes. My name is Mr. Pissot Capoin Pissot, English teacher from Lycée Agoy-Nord. I think you are ready with your English books, notebooks. I can see. Fine. Before we come to our lesson, we are going to correct the homework you were given last time. Okay? So it was what? Exercise 4A. And there you have 3 questions to report. And the instruction was asking you to start by Ba Musa said that. Ba Musa said that. If we take the first one, I'm very happy to meet you, oh great chief. As they told you, you should start by Ba Musa said that. The answer should be, Ba Musa said that he was very happy to meet the great chief. Oh, there is a kind of exclamation. Here you don't need to retake it in the reported speech. Okay? And you see the different change of tense we are dealing we are going through. Am to be, which became what was there. And here we say what Ba Musa said that he was very happy. Change of adverb. He, because of what? The use of Ba Musa, who is a person, a man. C, another question. All you have to do is to count my mule's hair. All you have to do is to count my mule's hairs. As they ask you to start by Ba Musa said that, so you should have as answer, Ba Musa said that all they had to do was to count his mule's hair. The same change of what? The tense. You have to do simple present, had to do simple past. Okay? Now, is to count is simple present, was, which is becoming simpler past. Okay? Let's go. The last question, as far as the homework is concerned, was what? The statement, yes. I can see that you are learning. It is also impossible to count all the stars in the sky. You will also start by what? Ba Musa said that he could see that they were learning. It was also impossible to count all the stars in the sky. Here, the same change of tense. Can, I can, simple present, which becomes could, simple past. They were learning, past perfect, because you have what? You are learning. Present continuous, which becomes past continuous. So, it is very important, my dear students of 3e, when you are dealing with direct and indirect speech, you have to think about the change of tense, change of pronouns, and change of adverbs. Here we don't have adverb, but in some sentences you can have them. So it is very important to revise all those changes before you deal with direct and indirect speech. We are at the end of the correction of the homework. Now, we are going to start the main concern of today, which is the revision of lesson 5. And we are still in the same theme, okay, which is wisdom and knowledge. In lesson 4, you have already gone through this theme. In lesson 5, we are dealing also with the same theme. And the title is Young versus Old. The main objectives are that at the end of this revision session, you, student of troisième, should be able to fill in some gaps of a passage with suitable words. And secondly, use any or no, and there are different compounds correctly in sentences. Okay? Now, before we go through our two main activities, that is vocabulary and grammar, I would like to refresh your mind with a short summary on this test, Young versus Old. The lesson 5, entitled Young versus Old, is a short story written by Peter Abrahams, a South African writer. This short story, adapted from A Reef for Udomo, illustrates a conflict of generation or a generation gap. Here, the youth with their knowledge represent European civilization, and the elders with their wisdom represent African civilization. The youth bear the symbol of modernism, whereas the elders stand for conservatism and old practices. For instance, the youth suggest to sow crops in rows, but the elders say to sow them everywhere. Okay? As you have just heard the summary, here as the title was saying young versus old, it means we have two generations in conflict. That is, we call generation gap. We have a young generation sustaining an idea and the old generation sustaining other ideas. Now, our question is that, can they one day accept the ideas when they come to an agreement? That is the question, and this question is for everybody. Okay? Now, without wasting too much time, let's go to our first activity, which is vocabulary. Okay? In this passage, we are not going to waste time because in your different classes, you have already learned some words, some vocabulary words in the test. But I can use, for example, the word versus. Versus, young versus old. Versus, what's the synonym? The synonym is against. So young against old. Okay, and here you have young, which is the opposite of old. Okay, elders. That is the old people in a village, for example. Okay, so we have expression to bow. Okay, if you read the text, young versus old, you meet those expressions. To bow, it means when you want to greet somebody, an old people, you have to bend yourself. You have to bend to show respect. You are not going to stay like this, say, hey, good morning, grandfather. No, you have to show respect, okay, by bending yourself. Okay, so without wasting too much time, we are going to deal with our work in vocabulary, which is saying to fill in the gaps of this passage with suitable words. The first word is fathers. The second, effects. Third, sim. Fourth, school. Fifth, elders. 6, respect. 7, women. and 8 things. Okay? So you have 8 words to fill 8 gaps in the passage. So, dear students of troisième, you have to be careful when you have this close test. You have to read again, and before you choose the words. Okay? Let's read the passage. The passage is, school is having a bad dash on young men and dash. Full stop. They have no dash for our ways of doing dash. Full stop. And they dash to think that anything they have learned in dash is better than what our dash have passed to us. Full stop. We are the dash of the village, and we know more than they do. When I say full stop, it is to help our students who are listening on the radio. Okay? So, after this reading, now we are going to take our time to fill in the gaps. School is having a bad, number 1, dash. What can you propose there? You have fathers, effect, sim, school, elders, respect, women, things. Yes? Can you try? School is having a bad on our younger men. School is having a bad what? Okay? Effect. Number 1 is effect. School is having a bad effect on our young men. And number 2, what do you think? School is having a bad effect on our young men, and you have the words fathers, effect, sim, school, elders, respect, women, things. Yes, I can see. Yes, women, very good, because here you have men. Fine. Okay? They have no dash for our ways of doing dash. They have no dash for our way of doing dash. They have no what? Okay? So, as the title was talking of young versus old, generation gap. So, they have no respect. Very good. They have no respect for our ways of doing what? Fathers, effect, sim, school, elders, respect, women, things. Yeah, very good. For our way of doing things. Fine. And they dash. Number 5, what do you think? And they dash to think that anything they have learned, they dash do what? Fathers, effect, sim, school, elders, respect, women, things. You have already used respect. So, what can you fill there? Sim, very good. And they seem to think that anything they have learned in, they have learned where? In fathers, in effect, in elders, in women. Yeah, okay, in school, very good. They have learned in school is better than what our have passed to us. Number 7, what do you think? Okay? And they seem to think that anything they have learned in schools is better than what our, is it what? Effect, sim, fathers, school, elders, respect, women, things is better than what our fathers have passed to us because we receive something from our parents, okay, have passed to us. We are the dash of the village, and we know more than they do. We are what? Is it effect, fathers, sim, school, elders, respect, women, things? Yes, what do you propose there? Yes, I can see. And we are the elders of the village, and we know more than they do. I think it is the way you have to fill those kind of exercise. Filling gaps, 8 words against 8 gaps, so you have to pay attention. Now, we have finished the first activity, vocabulary, and as I said, I repeat for you the answers, okay? We have number 1, effects. Number 2, women. Number 3, respect. Number 4, things. Number 5, sim. Number 6, school. Number 7, fathers. And number 8, elders. Okay? It is the correction of activity 1, vocabulary. Now, we are going to start the second activity, which is grammar. And there, you have to know how to use any and no with their different compounds correctly in sentences. Okay? We are going to recall you some of the rules. How are we going to use any and no? We use no in affirmative sentences, and any in negative or interrogative sentences. No is used in affirmative sentence. Any is used in negative sentence. It is also used in interrogative sentence. And we have the remark. No and any are followed by a noun. It is very important. You have to know that no is used in affirmative sentence, but it is followed by a noun. Any is used in a negative sentence, but it is also followed by a noun. Any is used in interrogative sentence, but it is also followed by a noun. Okay? Example. I want to buy a car, but I have no money. Do you see? After no, what did I have? Money. I want to buy a car. The form of the sentence, it is the affirmative sentence. I want to buy a car, but I have no money. After no, you have a noun, which is money there. Okay? Another example. Don't give me any hot pepper. I don't like it. Don't give me any hot pepper. I don't like it. After any, you have hot pepper, which is a noun. Pepper. It is a noun. The don't give, which makes the sentence negative. Okay? Are there any students in the class? It is what? Interrogative sentence. And we say we use any in an interrogative sentence. And what? After any, you have a student, which is a noun. So you have to respect all those rules. No, affirmative sentence, and it is followed by a noun. Any in a negative sentence, and you have also followed by a noun. Any in an interrogative sentence, and you have also, it is followed by a noun. Okay? Now, we say the use of no and any and with their different compounds. If we take, for example, any, the different compounds we can have is what? We have anybody, anything, anyone, anywhere, anyhow. Okay? Now, if we take, for example, no, we have nobody, nothing, no one, nowhere, and none. Very often, none, you have to know how to use it. go through your note you have in class with our colleagues. Okay? Now, this remark is what? The same rule as any and no. No and any must follow the same rule with their compounds. That is the same rule for their compounds. Okay? Fine. Now, another remark for the compounds. Here, compound is followed by a verb. Or you will have a verb and you see the compound. Example, no one is allowed in without permission. No one is allowed in without permission. You have no one, which is a compound, and after you have the verb is following. Okay? The director won't allow anyone to touch his car. The director won't allow anyone to touch his car. Here too, after what? You have what? Won't allow. We say verb plus compound. So you have the verb after you have the compound, which is anyone. Okay? Thank you. Do you have anything to give me? So here you have the verb, and after the verb you have the compound. So it is very important. In English, grammar, as far as grammar is concerned, my dear student, just respect the rules. Okay? Now we are going to have some practical exercise with all those we have said earlier. The first one, complete the following sentences using any or no. Okay? Number one, the well is so dry that you can't get dash water. The well is so dry that you can't get dash water. What do you propose there? Is it any or no? Yes? Okay, very good. We have any. The well is so dry that you can't get any water. Why did you put any there? Because you have what? Can't get, which is negative. Okay? Number two, in remote villages, there is dash drinking water. In remote villages, there is dash drinking water. What do you propose there? Here, yes, I can see, very good. It is a no. No, because you have what? An affirmative sentence. In remote village, there is no drinking water. You see, if you apply the rules, it is very simple. We go to another exercise. Rewrite. Here they say rewrite the following sentences using the words in brackets. Okay? Rewrite the following sentence using the words in brackets. Number three here, there would be no pleasure in such a journey. There would be no pleasure in such a journey. You have in bracket any. So how are you going to rewrite this sentence using any? You will say what? There wouldn't be any pleasure in such a journey. Okay? Any will force you to put the verb in negative form. Number four, I haven't any money in my pocket. I haven't any money in my pocket, but in bracket you have no. Now, how are you going to use no to rewrite this sentence? I haven't any money in my pocket. Now, you are going to say what? I have no money in my pocket. Because no is using affirmative form, you have to change haven't into affirmative, which is have. Okay? Number five, there is nowhere to buy petrol around here. There is nowhere to buy petrol around here. You have in bracket anywhere. You have in bracket anywhere. Now, what is the answer? Yes? Just apply the rule. Very good. There isn't anywhere to buy petrol around here. We say that compounds are using the same rule as no and any. Another exercise, C. choose the correct answer from the brackets. Okay? Choose the correct answer from the bracket. Here, you have sentence 6, I want, don't want. In bracket, you have want and don't want. To see anyone for the next 2 hours. What are you going to choose? Because of the presence of anyone, you have to choose what? Yes? You have to choose don't want. Okay? You have to choose don't want. Very good. Number 7. So doesn't have, has no work to do today. In bracket, you have doesn't have and has. No work to do today. What are you going to choose? No will tell you that you have to choose what? Affirmative verb, which is has. And the answer will be so has no work to do today. My dear students, as I said earlier, as far as grammar is concerned, try to apply the rules. You learn the rules well, and you will get the correct answers. Okay? Thank you, because we are at the end of our second activity. Now it is just to tell you, to summarize, to recapitulate what you have said earlier. First of all, we correct the last homework. After, we dealt with vocabulary, and this vocabulary activity was somehow a closed test. You have some words given to fill in a passage. Okay? After that, we go through grammar, and there we talk of the use of no and any, and there are different compounds. No is used in affirmative sentence, and it is followed by a noun. Any is used in a negative sentence, and it is also followed by a noun. Any is also used in an interrogative sentence, and it is also followed by a noun. They are compounds. You use them, the same rule. You apply the same rule for them. Okay? So, before I leave you, I want to give you a homework to continue the work at home. And the homework is what? Exercise 1, page 33 in English for French-speaking Africa student, book 4. This is your reading book. You go, you see exercise 1, page 33, and you do the homework for the next time. My dear students, thank you very much for listening to me. And I hope you will continue the work at home, and surely the result will be the best one. I wish you good luck during your examination. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bien, chers élèves de la classe de 3e au Togo, nous venons de réviser la leçon 5, qui est intitulée Young versus Old. Et à travers cette leçon, nous avons étudié le vocabulaire, l'exercice sur le vocabulaire, qui consistait à remplir les trous. À remplir les trous, on vous donne 8 mots et vous avez 8 trous dans un passage. Donc, mes chers élèves, il faut bien réviser les mots de vocabulaire que les collègues vous ont donnés en classe, que nous vous donnons en classe. Ça va vous aider lors de vos examens à pouvoir gérer ces genres d'exercices. Après ça, nous avons parlé également de la grammaire. Et au niveau de la grammaire, on a parlé de l'utilisation de any et no. Any et no avec leurs différentes formes. Et au niveau de any, on vous dit que quand vous voyez any, la phrase doit être à la forme négative ou interrogative. Et puis, après any, vous devez avoir un nom. Ça, c'est très important. Vous devez appliquer ces règles pour pouvoir réussir en grammaire. Et no est utilisé dans une phrase affirmative. Donc, après no aussi, vous devez avoir un nom. Les différentes formes de any et no utilisent aussi la même règle.
Mon nom, c'est Audrey Kokou, inspecteur d'anglais à Lomé, Golfe Est. Vous avez vu comment M. Pissot, K. Pissot, a révisé vraiment avec vous Aujourd'hui, nous sommes sur le thème Wisdom and Knowledge. Et le cours était basé sur Young versus Old, ce qu'on appelle conflit de génération. M. Pissot a mis l'accent sur le vocabulaire lié à Young versus Old, c'est-à-dire conflit de génération. Ensuite, il a eu à réviser avec vous la grammaire concerne no and any. Vous avez l'impression que no and any, c'est très simple. Mais généralement, vous allez à côté. Il a pris son temps pour vous expliquer mieux et avec les différentes règles qui régissent cette grammaire. Ensuite, il a fait des exercices avec vous et est revenu sur ce que nous appelons la récapitulation. Et il doit vous donner également un travail à faire à la maison. Dear hello, students of 3e in Togo. My name is Odwe Koku, English Language Teaching Inspector in Lomé, Gulf East. Today, we have revised with you the theme entitled, the theme of wisdom and knowledge, and then the lesson was young versus old. We learned with you some vocabulary related to young versus old. You see how elders was proving or was praising the way they are doing things, which is better than the way you young people you are doing things. That's what we call young versus old. Instead of sowing or planting the maize in line, the elders think it's better to plant your maize in random, everywhere. You see, and this is not acceptable for the old people, for the elders. That's why we have some petty things, or we have some of conflicts, small conflicts between young versus old. This is just an example of what we call young versus old. Then, Mr. Pissot went through the use of grammar point no and any. Thoroughly, he explained for you. He gave you exercises, revised with you with some exercises which will help you in your revision. Then, they have also give you homework exercise, which help you to do your revision. I used to say, you have to organize yourself in such a way that what you want to do will be better. If you want to play completely, play fully. And when you want to work fully. It's only way to succeed what you are doing in your life. So, we are waiting for you soon. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bonne chance à tout le monde. Merci. Bye bye.